While the Commission looking into the feasibility of free education resumes its work today, Statistician General Badi Lehotla is expected to testify. Lehotla has previously warned that there can never be free education. The Commission's sittings took place during university protests last year. Several institutions were forced to suspend classes after violence broke out. Now, students from households earning less than 600,000 rand annually will be exempt from fee increases this year. But some student bodies and activists say this isn't enough. They want free tertiary education now. The Commission is expected to release a report in the next few months. While the Basic Education Department has refuted claims that some schools in Limpopo are yet to receive their textbooks, but its spokesperson does admit that it's aware of delays in the delivery of stationery.
We last delivered textbooks many years ago. So what we do every year is to deliver top-up textbooks to schools who have experienced an increase in enrollment numbers, which means you now have more learners than what you have in terms of learner material. But then the delivery of stationery is what is at issue here. And the province has since made a public commitment that by the 26th of January, they will have completed all the deliveries.
Humanitarian organization Gift of the Givers believes kidnapped South African journalist Shiraaz Mohamed is still alive. In a statement, the organization saying it's received credible information from its sources. Joining me on the line now is the Gift of the Givers founder, Imtiaz Suleiman. Good morning to you, Imtiaz. Thank you so much for your time. Firstly, let's just begin with the latest that we have on the whereabouts of Shiraaz Mohamed.
Well, over the last few days, we have been very busy with intense, discussions with many people inside Syria. People who are connected to each other and from different quarters. And in this kind of situation, you need credible information from credible people, and it must be, consistent. And from several sources, we all got the same information from very credible people. Some of them are very senior journalists inside Syria. And they said, look, we've investigated everything, and all of us told us exactly the same words. We've investigated in many quarters. We found the group that's holding him. We know he's alive, and we know where he's being held. But we are still involved in discussions with the groups and the different areas and checking out, because among themselves, there is some confusion as to Shiraaz being very held and why he's being held. They can't understand that. So we said, let the process play out. We want a dialogue. But at the end of the day, we want a safe and unconditional release, because you guys have taken somebody that has brought benefit to your country. And they all said, please leave it to us. This is our number one priority, and we're working on it full out.
Imtiaz, what are the reasons that it seems progress on this matter has been slow? Just you're talking about the difficulty you've had receiving information. Have there been other conditions on the ground that you're dealing with which are also resulting in this delay?
Yeah, over the weekend there was airstrikes. And a lot of people got killed, among the different groups. And then also within the groups, when this people who are talking to us were going to meet people personally, they said there was fighting between different groups on the ground, so they couldn't get to their destination because the roads were closed. And they didn't want to discuss any of this matter on the phone. They wanted to see body language, meet people face to face, know that they are being told the truth. And they said a situation like this, they prefer sitting down face to face and really getting the truth. And because of the fight and the airstrike, they said, look, we couldn't do this. We'd rather wait a day or two longer, but make sure that we are absolutely certain that when we are speaking to the people, we are told the truth and nothing else.
Have you been able to speak to Mohamed's family, the updates that you're giving them?
They are on a chat group. We have created a chat group, so they are updated with every bit of information that we have all the time. And I have my team members visiting them very regularly. They were with them over the weekend. They were there with them on Friday. They were there with them on Wednesday. So we have team members visiting them and appraising them, and they have access to me to ask questions 24/7, whatever is troubling them, and whatever they need to know. But if anything happens, I inform them first.
And at this point, I mean, is there any way of telling when he could be released? And generally, with kidnap situations, the assumption is that the longer it takes place for, the greater threat or danger it poses for the person who has been taken. Do you think that is the case in this scenario?
Well, first of all, there's no definite reason why they took him. Nobody seems to know that. So that's the confusion, And so people are saying, you've made a mistake. There's no need to hold him. You have to release him immediately. So let's get to the bottom of that. Let us get a clear answer as to why they're holding him. Is there some dialogue they want to have? And if they want to have the dialogue, what do they want in the dialogue? Is there some demands? If there are some demands, why do we have demands from somebody who's come to benefit your country? We have other options, and we have leverage, and we have other things we can do. And I've sort of sent a message indirectly to what we can do. So people, which I can't talk about right now, but people are very aware of what can be done, and people are very willing to solve the problem, because remember, at the same time, there's a lot of protests inside Syria. And people are saying, but why have you done this? For people who came to help us. You're cutting off the hand that's helping us. It doesn't make any sense. And the protests have increased to more and more camps, and people on the ground can see the anger of the Syrians themselves saying, not in my name. So all that is adding value to our efforts to get Shiraaz released. But I need to get to a group to talk to them directly. If once the door to dialogue is open, it makes it much easier, because right now we have nobody to talk to.
So at this point, are you at all going to be looking to go to Syria when you say you want to be able to talk to the group? Or are you sending representatives there?
No, I use it because of the language and because they trust their own people. In any hostage situation, it's better to use their own people. In Yemen, we used Anas. He's Yemeni. He speaks Arabic. He knows their culture. They know him. They understand him. In Mali, we use Yahya Diko. He's part of them. He's part of their culture. He speaks their language. In Syria, we're using Arabic-speaking people, and I'm using Anas also through distance communication, because he understands the culture and he's been talking to people, telling them our experience. So it's better to use people they know. It makes it a little easier. There's a bit of more trust. If you're a foreigner, it makes life a little complicated.
Given the fact that you have been able to at least pin down the group that is behind this, what information do you have on this group? I mean, are they generally responsible for kidnappings? Do they want ransoms in exchange for those that they've taken? Do you have any intel on this group in particular?
Yes, I know about the group, but I can't comment on that now.
All right, that's where we leave it for now. Gift of the Givers founder Imtiaz Suleiman joining us on the line from KZN.